Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another video. My name is Abbie, this is Bobby, and this channel is Spend More Time in the Wild, purely dedicated to inspiring and empowering people to get outside for the benefit of mental and physical health. This video is a review video, and I love making review videos because they are all about education, helping you make a decision as to which piece of equipment is going to be best for your adventure, whether on the land, on the water, in the sky, or somewhere else entirely. They are 100% authentic. Everything I'm talking about today is my opinion, it's the facts that I've learned, and sometimes I work with the brand, sometimes I don't. It's completely independent because, as I say, I'm passionate about helping you guys out to get hands-on, as tactile as we can through a screen with a piece of kit so that you can spend your money wisely. Now, I'm also really passionate about working with brands, or choosing brands personally, myself, that have a minimal impact on the environment, because I personally believe that we as consumers have the epic opportunity to make wise choices. We love the outdoors, we love exploring, adventuring, doing whatever it is we do in the big wide world. So the best thing that we can do when we're getting new pieces of kit is make a decision that doesn't cause controversy and chaos somewhere behind the scenes that we ignore as soon as we pay the money through our card. So with that all out there in the big wide world, today we are talking about this very ambiguous looking product. Now, if you've seen the title, you'll know it's a sleeping bag, but otherwise it could look like anything really, a sack of something rather dodgy potentially. But this is the ZPacks classic sleeping bag. Very simple name, I like it, because so many of these brands have names that you can't pronounce or a mountain in some far off distant land that you're never going to visit. So the classic sleeping bag is rather classic really. So if you have seen my ZPacks Arc Haul Ultra rucksack review, also a mouthful, then you will know that I've been working with ZPacks on and off throughout the 2022 season, particularly to explore ways to manage my chronic pain. So I am in pain 24 hours a day in my neck and my shoulders in particular, but my back, my spine essentially is the problem. And I'm constantly figuring out how I can make myself more comfortable. And one of the ways I'm trying to do that is change the sort of ergonomic design of what I'm using and lighten my kit. And so ZPacks were kind enough to gift me this sleeping bag, which I'm super grateful for because the price tag is $400. But within this video, I want to talk about how I've got on with this piece of kit and why I genuinely think $400 is not as scary as you think if this is the right piece of equipment for you. Let's kick it off with what it looks like. So as you can see, this is the stuff sack. If I really get some weight behind it, want to squash it down, it compresses just incredibly. It's quite a small bag. That was weird English, wasn't it? Very quite small. But it's almost the size of a 1 litre Nalgene, potentially a little bit bigger, but let's just say my camera is bigger than this sleeping bag when it's fully compressed. It weighs in at 471 grams, so call it 470 grams. And this is essentially the stuff sack, which is the classic ZPacks sleeping bag, dry bag that they have available. It's Velcro seal, and there's a nice little clip there, so it all just compacts away very nicely. And if we pull it out, and get rid of that, and I knew this was going to happen. I thought Bobby would just want to like sit in it. Go on then, you can sit in it, it's all right. There you go. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? He's happy. So this is the rather wonderful blue colour of the sleeping bag. And honestly, it really makes me excited when I get this thing out. Clearly Bobby gets excited as well, because I know I'm in for a good night's sleep if this sleeping bag is by my side / all over me. So as you can see, it's not actually a mummy design. There is no hood on the sleeping bag, although there's now a hood of leaves apparently. But essentially, just what you see is what you get. It looks super simple. But the design and the engineering that has gone into this piece of equipment is just phenomenal. And it's really, as I say, I just feel like I know I'm going to sleep well when I've got this piece of kit with me. So to start with the actual fabric, so it's DWR treated, so it's durable water repellency, so it can sort of withstand some sort of fine mist or condensation that you've got in your tent. It's not just going to soak up into the down, and we'll talk about the down shortly. But it's actually durable nylon. It's Southern denier in weave. So that's really one of the key ways they've managed to reduce the weight of the sleeping bag so significantly, is that weave is rather loose. Now, it's not something you can feel, you know, I can play around with this as much as I want. I'm not going to properly tug it, but that's why the down sometimes pops out of it, because it's not very dense. So for example, a waterproof tends to have a denier of sort of 50 to 70 denier. Tent bases, or the bottom of a tent, might have a denier of up to 200 denier. And denier is all about that density of that weave, so how compact and tightly bound together those fibers are. And the tighter they are, the more durable they're going to be, the less prone to snagging and catching they're going to be. And that's one of the things that makes this quite a vulnerable sleeping bag, is actually that southern denier is almost as loose as the weave can get. So as I say, it's not like it's ghostly where you just put your hand through it, but you can feel it's very, very thin. It's super, super lightweight, but it's really, really well made. And that's consistent throughout the product here. Now the down within this sleeping bag is 900 fill power. So that is a very high level of down here. And it is goose down. So when it comes to down, there is duck and there is goose. Goose down tends to be higher quality and even better at trapping heat against our body than duck down. And what ZPacks have really done is flipping packed it in to the max within all of these baffles that they've got. In fact, they've put 30% more down into each baffle than is actually necessary. And the reason why they've done that is for maximum loft, to account for any future compression. So ultimately, it feels like they have created this product to last a very, very long time. The down is actually water repellent, so they've treated it so it's hydrophobic. And again, what that means is if you do happen to get this sleeping bag damp, where you've got condensation or some kind of moisture in your tent, is you're not just going to instantly freeze. It's not going to compress necessarily straight away. And that's actually quite a common thing within sleeping bags or down products these days, such as my jacket, for example. That hydrophobic treatment, just to, again, help prolong the life of your product that you're using. Ultimately, ZPacks say that it stays drier for over 90% longer than untreated down. And I suppose the final thing I can say about the down, which again is a really important thing to look out for, in my opinion, when we're searching for products, is an RDS standard. So that's the Responsible Down Standard. It's a branding and a qualification that a company can get that essentially the down that they've sourced is responsibly sourced, so it helps to minimise inhumane treatment of animals, and usually it's a byproduct from the meat industry, so you can't go wrong with that. So if I just park Bobby at the bottom of the sleeping bag, what you can see is the baffles along the length of the body are actually vertical, which is not something you see super often. But the reason why ZPacks have done that is to just, again, lock in that heat as much as possible, and you can see the seams here as well to create these baffles. So those are keeping the down in their respective places, but they are not seamed right through or sealed right through. So ultimately all it's doing is stitching this fabric together, and that sort of allows the down to move throughout the sleeping bag. And actually I quite like it, but my concern is that potentially throughout prolonged use that the down might sort of move down the length of the sleeping bag. So I'll come back to you on that at some point, but for now I found it absolutely fine. If I then park Bobby at the top of the sleeping bag, sorry about this bud, you then have the baffle design to suddenly move to horizontal, so it goes across. And what they've done is essentially create this foot box, so it's angled. It's a much better fit when your toes are in there, or your feet are in there, because they're attached to your toes. And that's just, again, it's our feet and it's our hands and it's our head that lose most of the heat. So by doing that, they're just helping to protect the feet. Also on the bottom, we've just got a little logo there. Nothing much else to talk about that down that end. Park Bobby over there. Coming up to the top of the sleeping bag, we have, as I say, we've not got a hood, so you're going to need to wear a hat wearing this thing or using this thing. But for me, I actually find it long enough that I can just snuffle my whole body inside and stay nice and warm and protected. I was worried about that, actually, not being a hood in it, or on it, but it's worked absolutely fine for me. That worry is now dispelled and gone with the wind. What you can do to lock in heat though is this very fine looking elastic toggle which you can pull and lock in the heat there around your shoulders, or in my case over my head, and then I just become a full-on caterpillar. This could look stupidly fragile for some people because it is absolutely tiny when it comes to the size of a elastic string. But the one thing you're guaranteed to get when it comes to ZPacks is high quality products. They don't skimp here, other than on weight. They skimp on weight, but that's because you pay for the lightweight product. What you've got up here on the side is a clip. I don't find this super easy to use with gloves, actually. Basically, it's like a push in the middle and unclip it sort of clip. But anyway, once you've unclipped that, You then get through to the zip, which, you know, a lot of people actually sleep with this underneath them to lock in the heat. There is no sort of storm baffle or anything on the side to protect that from the elements, so sleeping on top of it, that's a really nice sort of way to deal with that. And the zip is 3/4 length, so it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the zip to the sleeping bag, sort of stops at the top of the foot box here. And it is just a one-way zip, so you can't unzip it from the bottom to vent. But what you can do is use this thing as sort of a duvet. If you unzip it all the way, you just tuck your feet in and then throw it over you. And actually that's what a lot of people tend to do. This is arguably a glorified quilt. When it comes to the sleeping bag world. And actually, you know what, on that note, there's not much else I can tell you. As I say, I've been pleasantly surprised by my experience with the sleeping bag. Sorry, I'm aware Bobby is getting cold, so I'm just gonna tuck him in there. Look, there we go. I was worried about being too cold without the hood, but I've not found it a problem at all, just being able to tuck myself in. If it is any help, I'm 5'7". And as I say, this is a perfect size sleeping bag for me. I found it keep me very warm. In fact, it's now my go-to sleeping bag because it's lighter than some of my sleeping bags that are better for warmer climates. It just means I'm covered on all bases. And I've loved using it. It dries very quickly. If it does happen to get damp, I tend to get quite a lot of condensation in my tent. I've not had any problems at all. Bobby likes it as well, which is super helpful for me because every so often he comes on an adventure. But because he is getting cold, I think it's time to wrap this video up. So I do hope this has been helpful for you. You know, I'd really like to say I understand that the price tag of this sleeping bag is rather hefty. But that, as I said right at the beginning, is the point of these videos. You can go to Argos and you can buy a sleeping bag for 20 quid. And if that's what works for you, then that's what works for you. That worked for me for many, many years of my outdoor career, shall we say. You don't need to spend this much to get a good quality sleeping bag. But if you do want to invest in something that you can take with you on your travels around the world, just like I do, then this certainly might be something to consider. But yeah, anyway, I've broken it apart. I've talked about all the things you can talk about from essentially a long piece of fabric with some feathers in it. And I hope this has been helpful. I would absolutely love to hear what sleeping bag you use. So please let me know in the comments below. I'm super interested in hearing about your kit setup and what works for you, what you trust and what you don't. But in the meantime, thank you so much for your time today. Please hit subscribe if this has been helpful. Please check out my other videos, share this video wherever you want, and hopefully even come walk with me because I run walks across the country every single month and I'd love to hike with you guys. So head to my website, spendmoretimeinthewild.co.uk to find out more. Thank you for your time, enjoy your adventures and stay wild. I'll see you soon. Bye.